welcome along and welcome to this early first look at the much anticipated map from Simulation for the Nation. This is Northern Farms. Huge thank you to SFTN for letting me have an early first look at this. It is a gorgeous looking map from what I've seen so far, and yeah, I'm really loving it. It's got some very nice details to it. All of the buildings that are part of this map are specially built for this map. So we've got new farmhouses all over the place. I think from everything that I've seen yet, so pretty much everything is scratch built. There's a single house model in this, I think, that isn't built by him, but pretty much everything else is custom built for the map. We do have some base game stuff, like you can see the horse paddock that has the horse building, which is base game in it. But otherwise, there's a lot of scratch built stuff on here. Before we actually get into driving around the map in our lovely Land Rover Defender here, we are going to have a quick look at the PDA. Now, the PDA for this map is not yet final. There are still some bits that to be worked on it. For example, you can see down the side here that the road doesn't quite match up with the fields. So this is not the final PDA by any stretch. And I do know that some work is going to be done on this. But it will give us a good idea on this map from where we're coming from and the general overview of it. We've got 74 fields at my last count, with field 74 being over there, with varying sizes from what I would say is a medium size with fields like 66 down to very small ones with fields like 74 and 41. The largest and most expensive area on this map is field ID or farmland ID 21 down the bottom here. This is a total of 476,616 if you want to buy that outright. However, the cheapest ranges down to farmland ID 28 here, which is only 14,712. So there's a very good range of price of farmland on this. Whether you are starting as a farm manager or going to do a start from scratch or even a survival on here, there is plenty of land that you can have a go at. Now, I have found that there is a section down here. This is unused. It is accessible, but it's not really set up to be fully playable. The black line running across here is the train line. So you want to stay on this map in this section here with this side of this black line. I don't know if expansion on this map might eventually happen in this area. It certainly seems to be set up that might be possible. But at the moment, it's just in this top area here. And there's good variety in this top area here. We also have 3 farms available on this map. You've got the main starting area where we are in Farmland 2 at the moment. Farmland 34 is a cow farm, and then down here at Farmland 26 you've got a pig farm. There's also a rundown barn somewhere in the map, which I haven't managed to locate yet, that you can absolute costs next to nothing and you can start up. So I'm thinking that's got to be somewhere in one of these cheaper areas, and we might find it as we go through the map. But yeah, there's a good variety here, and if you wanted to do a 3-player multiplayer on this, with each of you having your own farm in your own area of the map, works very, very well for this. This map does. So let's jump into the landy. We're going to go and have a look at the main farmyard we've got over here first. So I'm just going to drive around the corner. We've got a horse paddock to our left over there. We've got a farmhouse here, which is not the main farmhouse, interestingly. We've got chickens available at our main house there, which I think has a... Yeah, I think this is where the eggs spawn. There are a few rough bits, so some of the gates and things are going to have some fixes done. There's a few erroneous, I think, icons around. For example, I have no idea what this one here is indicating. And similarly, there's one down the side of the house as well, which I can't see what either of those do. So I think there's a little bit of cleaning up. This is an early first look. The map is still having its polish put on. There's still testing going on. So yeah, some of these things will definitely disappear before the map's release. And in fact, all of the little issues and things that I find, I will be feeding back to Sim. We've got our main barn here, which is a really lovely shape. I love the fact that it's got this bricked off area at the side there, and then we've got the L shape in here. Reminds me of so many British barns that I've seen over the years. And then this little section that is bricked off, this seems to be a workshop in here, and I'm hoping that the final version of this map will have this as a functional workshop, because this would be brilliant to have just a little workshop area out here and have this all work. That I think would be utterly fantastic. A nice large barn over here for storing, well, equipment or bales. We've got a cow barn here, so we've got a little cow barn that's available here with non-functioning gate. But yeah, you can put some cows, a few cows in this barn there. We've got a silage pit over here. Silage clamp there to do that with, and then round the side here we've also got a sheep pen that that you can use. I love the sort of grassy centered road model that's on this as well. It's really nice opening gate here. And yeah, this is a sheep paddock or sheep meadow that you can put sheep in. These are removable, so you can sell both of these troughs. You can sell the horse barn, and you can sell all of the jumps, so all of the horse bits in there. You can sell the chicken, the stuff in the chicken run, but I don't think you'd really want to, because you can't really do anything with that area. You can't sell any of the buildings here or the cow sheds, so those aren't removable. And when you sell the sheep stuff, the stuff inside the sheep barn doesn't get removed either. So I think the only bit I would like to see change from all of that would be the contents of this barn over here disappearing when you sell the sheep feeding areas. That would then make this barn usable, which at the moment it doesn't if you sell those and decide to use those fields. I do like that both the horse field and the sheep field are completely available to be farmed if you sell those bits, which just makes the whole thing that little bit more flexible. You could also sell the fuel tank there as well, but yeah, again, I'm not sure exactly why you'd want to do that, but you know, the option is there. We're going to head out now onto the roads and head down to the main shop area. You can see at the top there, that is the edge of the map. There's quite a big bit of border between the actual contents of this map and the edge of the map, and that does actually help the map a lot. It eases the transition and makes the edge of the map a lot less obvious as a result. I'm loving the details in the hedgerows. There's a lot of really nice detail. I'm also liking all of the pylons and everything, those working well. We're going to head across the main road here and into this area here. This is the main shop. There's a nice set of signs on all of the buildings and the farms and everything around here. that just work really well to tell you exactly where you are. So this is Maiden Tools Farm, and this is the shop. Is what this is. We've got a lime silo over here. I don't think we've got any sell points or anything, and yep, this is openable. Again, I think this must be a workshop area, but I'm not seeing any indicator. I'm not seeing indicators of where you use the shop stuff, and I think all of that is still to come on here. Still, I like this shop a lot. The spawn point for all of your equipment when you buy it is this yard here. This here tells me the kind of size of equipment you want to use on this map. I wouldn't want to put a large combine or large piece of equipment in this spawn area. I think you'd really struggle to take a large combine or anything like that. So very much thinking this is a medium to small equipment map. Which kind of fits. All of the farmyards are not large, and yeah, you'd struggle to store equipment of that size anywhere in any of the farms on here. There are several sell points around here. There's a couple in there, which yeah, there's a couple down there. In fact, there's a good grouping of them down there. I love this village. And this is just so well done. I think we've got another one around the back here. If I just squeeze through this. Do we have a sell point? Oh, there's sell points at the back of there. So yeah, there's a good number of sell points in the village that works really well. Not too far from your farm. We'll get off the beaten track in a moment. I want to get around the back here. So yeah, you can see this is the edge of, whoa. This is the edge of the map here. And around here, you can see where we've got various bits and pieces that tell you that you shouldn't go. Anytime you see those traffic lights, that's basically saying don't go off that way. That is the edge of the map that way. We'll squeeze down here and we're heading into Manor Farm at the moment. So this is an interesting one because this is what appears to be just a small barn area further around here, which isn't a main farm. This is not one of the main farms, but certainly there's a barn and a place that you could set yourself up here. So if we open this up, we can see in here, yeah, we've just got a fairly simple setup in here of a shed, and then opening these, and then just a little bit of area around the back here. So again, this is somewhere where you could set yourself up if you wanted. It does have, I don't know if this is a grain store, because I don't know, while you tip into there, I don't know if where you'd refill from. There is a workshop area here as well. So yeah, it's very possible that this is a farm area, but I don't think it's one of the main farms. It is a good space, and it's one of those things where there's a good amount of area to set yourself up around here. We're heads down the roadway here and further down. And yeah, there's some very, very nice roads on this. I do like the way this whole thing is set up. It works very, very well. We've got a station down here, and yeah, this just runs off into the fields at the end. And you can see at the edge there, that is the railway line running down that sort of splits this map into two. So that is the area at which everything is just sort of divided into two. And I think I would eventually like to see a expansion to this map. I think there's the space to do that, but it's still very playable as it is. So yeah, I'm liking this. I think there's a lot of fun to be had, especially if you're like me and you like small to medium equipment on a map, and it's for a first time map, it's really well done as well. I know from personal experience how much trouble integrating these roads can be into a map, and yeah, it's done very nicely. Let's open this up, and we're gonna head down the main road again. No big main roads on most of it. You got the bigger main roads going through the center of the village, but most of the map is these sort of single carriageway roads around it, which you get very tight with some of the vehicles as they come around. I do quite like that. That's again a very English thing, really, to encounter that kind of tight roadways. And that brings us up to a Maiden's Hall farm. Now this is the pig farm on this map. Again, this is probably the tightest farm on here. So we've got a few really tight access sheds here. We've got the pig farm there. We've got a grain store in it. All of it is it's nice and rustic. I like that a lot. And then we've got a house around the side here. I don't think, these barns aren't openable. So yeah, it's a very small farm. I think this is a great farm if you're doing start from scratch. Yeah, you're gonna start off with small machinery. You can get the pigs in early, and you've got some decent fields around you that aren't too expensive as well. I think that would be an absolutely great place to do a start from scratch, and just get yourself set up. Expansion beyond it, I'm not sure about, but there's that small field there, and there are ways to expand that farm. So yeah, I like that quite a bit. We've got the bridge under the railway line there. And this might be actually the busted barn. Now you can remove this stuff, I believe. So yeah, I think this is the barn that allows you to have a proper, real start from nothing set up on here. Get rid of all of the junk in it, and you can fix it up and use it. And even actually expand, because you've got a good space here. So yeah, there are while there's 3 official farms on the map, there are lots of places to set up a farmyard. And it's stuff that is not just we've got an area on the map where you can set up a farmyard, and it's flat and it's big and it's open scrubland. There are areas where setting up a farm will work, and will work very nicely. I think we've got a couple of sell points here. We've got Nell's Northern Livestock Sales, nice custom model for that, and that's in there. The one on the other side of the road, here's the entrance to it. So this here, I'm guessing, is our BGA. Northern Grain Services. No, it is a grain sales. Wow, with a lot of area to move around. So we've got a tipping point here for, it looks like 2 different types by the looks of things. So 2 grain sale, or 2 product sales points there. Then if we go around here, I'm fairly sure I did see a BGA. Yeah, there we go. We've got the BGA down this side here, along with some silage clamps. Looks like a bale sales point there as well. So I do feel that a lot of the indicators on here are going to be moved and placed in the correct position. That is not something that surprises me. That is probably one of the last things I would expect to do on a map. So yeah, there's those are all going to get put in the right place, I would suspect. Do we have something up this roadway of interest? Not well. Yes, actually we do. We want to get the other side of the river as well. So I'm just going to pop the other side of the river. We'll come back and see the bit that we've got in there. But if we head up here, and looks like we have a sell point in here somewhere. Oh, hang on. I think it's the other side of the river. Yeah, here we are. What do we got here? This is Northern Dairy. So, yeah, we got a sell point here, which is the dairy. I can see the sell point for the milk. I can't see the point at which it generates any output from it. So, looking good, but as I said, there are a few bits and pieces that are going to be rectified and sorted, and we can now go back a little bit and have a look around the final section, ending up at the third farm that we have on this map. I think the detail on here is gorgeous, and this being in its final stage of testing with SFTN's testers, a lot of the smaller issues we're seeing are absolutely going to get picked up. Because if they're this obvious to me while I'm just doing a drive around, they are absolutely going to get picked up. I will, as I said, I will note anything I've found during this first look back to him. This is a gorgeous map, though. This is absolutely playable, and yeah, it's got a good balance of that as well from what I've seen. Let's have a look at it. So we've got a little quarry here. I like this. So yeah, the Rockbuster is sitting in a quarry, and it's a nice little setup for that. Like that a lot. That makes a lot of sense, and is a really nice little addition. I sometimes think I'm going to hit those barriers all the time. In fact, I think I'm going to hit those barriers. Yeah, there's a lot of nice detail. The field sizes are nice. None of the gateways I've looked at would I have trouble getting into. You know, there's plenty of space to get in, so it's all the fields should be accessible. It's just looking really, really lovely. Let's head up this way. So we have got a road. Oh, look at that. That is just so much of this map is so well done. And I think this might be the biggest farm on here. Oh, we got a cattle grid to the side. Let's do that rather than opening the gates. Got a nice undulating grass fields up here, and then up into what must be the biggest farm on this map. And I like the look of this. Nice tightly packed sheds, really nicely built. Oh, through shed here again, another workshop. I think that there must be, it must be just the indicators are missing on the workshop bits, because certainly there are areas on here that look to be specifically workshop areas and places to load up and bits like that. So I'm guessing that there are a load of indicators that needs to be added or are planned to be added on here. But yeah, this is a lovely yard. I really like this one. And yeah, this is a cow yard, definitely. It's possible that some of the indicators actually don't appear unless you purchase the area, which is very important. I should mention that this is a map that does the really wonderful thing of not showing indicators and not showing your ability to access stuff unless you actually have purchased the land. And in fact, I'm just going to demonstrate and check that quickly. Let's add some money in. So I've given us £1 million, and we can now purchase 34, which is where we're at. And if we have a look at this now, we should have some indicators around here. Yeah, there we go. So the fuel tank, we've got must have, yep, there we go, and there's the place to add. So yeah, part of the reason why we had no indicators around here is because we didn't have the land owned. So that very much is something to take into account. If you're in an area and you can't see how any of that area functions, that's because you don't own the land. I still think that there's some of them to be moved and some of them to be clarified, but yeah, in general, it is looking really good. I'm very, very impressed by this. For a first map, this is really nice. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to play. Let's have a quick look, though, at what equipment we start with. And we've got quite a nice variety of starting equipment on here by the looks of things. We start with 2 medium tractors, the Massey Ferguson 3670 and the John Deere 7810. Harvester, we've got the Deutz-Fahr Topliner 4090H. Starting also with a JCB 54170 Agri Pro telehandler. We've got a Class Carrot 140 TD trailer, the Deutz-Fahr Topliner 4090 header for the combine, an AgroMass POV 5XL plow, a Horsch Joker 4 CT power harrow or disc harrow, a Nordstein HK25 plus NS30 Cedar, a Dalbo Power Roll 1230 HD roller, a Hardy Mega 1200L sprayer, an Amazon ZATS 3200 spreader, a Kuhn GMD 4411 mower, a Vicon Fanex 904 tedder, a Kuhn GA 4731 windrower, a Kuhn VB 3190 baler, a Silo King Trailed Line 4.0 Premium 2218-22 feed wagon, Magisai manure forks, pallet forks, and bale forks. And finally, a header trailer for the top line 4090 Deutz-Fahr header. All in all, that's a pretty good equipment setup. Definitely a great setup for you for starting with a cow farm, with a dairy farm. So works really, really well. I would possibly sell maybe the plow and get myself something to deliver some milk if I was doing that. But otherwise, yeah, really, really good. Liking that equipment setup. It's a very good starting lineup. That. Yeah, this map is fantastic. I am very much looking forward to seeing the final version of it with the last few bits and pieces fixed. It is pretty awesome though, and I think I highly recommend it when it comes out. It should be going to the Mod Hub in the near future and available for all platforms. Check it out when it does, and also go check out Simulation for the Nations channel here on YouTube. He's a fantastic YouTuber, a good friend as well, and you should go and check out his stuff. For now, I'm gonna leave this here, so all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.